Today, we're diving into the details of the 1988 USA 1 center coin. We'll explore its design, trace its historical significance, and find out what it's worth today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about this iconic coin, stay tuned. Before we focus on the 1988 1 center coin, let us take a moment to appreciate the legacy of the Lincoln cent, one of the most enduring and iconic coins in U.S. history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure, breaking away from the tradition of using Liberty imagery on coins. The original design, created by Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, or front side, and two wheat ears on the reverse. This design remained in place until 1959, when the reverse was changed to depict the Lincoln Memorial, in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This updated reverse design, by Frank Gasparo, remained in use for the next 50 years, including on the 1988 1 center coin. Now, let us take a closer look at the design of the 1988 1 center coin. The obverse, or front side, features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. This design, known as the Brenner bust, was created by Victor David Brenner and is based on a photograph of Lincoln taken by Matthew Brady in 1864. The design has become one of the most recognized in American coinage and has remained virtually unchanged for over a century. On the obverse, you'll see Lincoln facing to the right, with the word Liberty to his left and the year 1988 to his right. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust," which has been a standard inscription on U.S. coins since 1956. On the reverse side of the 1988 penny, we find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears. This design, by Frank Gasparo, features the iconic Washington, D.C. monument in fine detail. If you look closely, you can even see the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial between the columns. Above the memorial is the inscription United States of America, and just below it is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. At the bottom, you'll find the denomination 1 cent. The 1988 1 center coin, like all pennies produced since 1982, is made primarily of copper-plated zinc. Prior to 1982, pennies were composed of 95% copper, but rising copper prices led to a change in the coin's composition. The modern penny has a core of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating, which gives it the same appearance as earlier, copper-heavy pennies while significantly reducing production costs. The 1988 penny weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, which has been the standard size for U.S. pennies since 1909. The U.S. Mint produced these coins at 3 different locations: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark for proof coins. In 1988, billions of pennies were struck, making this coin quite common in circulation. The massive production numbers reflect the penny's continued importance in everyday transactions, even as inflation and changing economic conditions have reduced its purchasing power. So, what is the 1988 1 center coin worth today for most people? The 1988 penny is simply worth its face value of 1 cent. Given the large number of these coins that were produced, they are very common and not considered rare or particularly valuable in the collector's market. However, as with any coin, condition plays a crucial role in determining its value. A 1988 penny that is in uncirculated or mint condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and shows no signs of wear, can be worth a bit more. In general, an uncirculated 1988 penny might fetch between 10 cents and 1, depending on its condition. Proof pennies minted in San Francisco, which have a mirror-like finish and are produced in smaller quantities, can be more valuable, especially if they are in perfect condition. A proof 1988 penny with an S mint mark could be worth around 2 to 5. While the standard 1988 penny might not be particularly valuable, there are some interesting errors and varieties that collectors should keep an eye out for. One notable variety is the wide AM reverse design, where the letters A and M in America on the reverse are slightly further apart than usual. Although this variety is more commonly associated with pennies from the late 1990s and early 2000s, some collectors search for earlier examples, including 1988 pennies. Another potential error to watch for is the doubled die variety, where elements of the design, such as the date or inscriptions, appear to be doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. While no major doubled die errors are known for 1988 pennies, it's always worth checking your coins carefully, as new varieties can be discovered at any time. Finally, some 1988 pennies may have minor minting flaws, such as off-center strikes or planchette errors, where the coin was struck on an improperly prepared blank. These errors can make a common coin more interesting and, in some cases, more valuable to collectors. If you're interested in collecting 1988 pennies or any other Lincoln cents, here are a few tips to help you along the way. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition are generally more valuable than those that have been circulated. Look for pennies that show no signs of wear or damage. Even common coins like the 1988 penny can have rare errors or varieties that make them more valuable. Familiarize yourself with the different types of errors that can occur during the minting process. To maintain the condition of your coins, store them in a cool, dry place, preferably in a coin album or protective holder. Avoid handling them directly with your fingers, as oils from your skin can cause damage over time. Understanding the history behind the coins you collect can make the hobby more enjoyable and give you a deeper appreciation for each piece in your collection. Engaging with other collectors can provide valuable insights and help you grow your collection. Whether online or in person, connecting with fellow numismatists is a great way to share knowledge and tips. And that's a wrap on our look at the 1988 USA 1 center coin. While it might seem like a simple, everyday coin, its rich history and potential for hidden gems make it a fascinating part of US currency. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on coin collecting, history, and much more. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors. Today, we're going to explore the 1990 USA 1 center coin. We'll dive into its design, uncover the history behind it, and take a look at its current value in the collector's market. If you're a fan of numismatics or just curious about the humble penny, stay tuned. Before we zoom in on the 1990 1 center coin, let's take a quick trip back in time to understand the history of the US penny. The 1-cent coin, often referred to as the penny by Americans, has been a staple of US currency since the country's inception. The very first US penny, known as the Fujo cent, was issued in 1787 and was designed by Benjamin Franklin. This coin bore the message "Mind your business" along with an image of a sun shining down on a sundial. Over the centuries, the penny has undergone several redesigns, with the most famous being the introduction of the Lincoln cent in 1909. This design, featuring the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, marked the 100th anniversary of his birth and was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure. The Lincoln cent has remained in circulation ever since, becoming one of the most iconic and enduring coin designs in American history. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1990 1 center coin. The obverse, or the front side of the coin, features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design was created by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor and engraver of Lithuanian descent who immigrated to the United States in the late 19th century. His depiction of Lincoln was based on a famous photograph of the president taken by Matthew Brady. On the obverse, we see Lincoln facing to the right, with the inscriptions Liberty to his left and the year 1990 to his right. Above his head is the phrase "In God We Trust," which was added to the penny in 1909 and has remained a fixture ever since. The reverse side of the 1990 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design, by Frank Gasparo, replaced the earlier wheat ears design that had been in use since 1909. The Lincoln Memorial design is notable for including a tiny image of the seated Lincoln statue, visible between the columns of the memorial if you look closely. Above the Lincoln Memorial is the inscription United States of America, and just below it is the phrase E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. The denomination 1 cent is found at the bottom of the reverse side. The 1990 1-center coin, like other pennies produced from 1982 onwards, was made primarily of copper-plated zinc. The composition of U.S. pennies was changed from 95% copper to a core of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating in 1982, due to rising copper prices. This made the coins less expensive to produce while maintaining their familiar appearance. The 1990 penny weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, which has been the standard size for U.S. pennies since 1909. The minting process for these coins involved striking the copper-plated zinc blanks with dies engraved with the coin's design under high pressure, resulting in the final product. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark for proof coins. Billions of pennies were struck that year, making the 1990 penny a very common coin in circulation. So, what is the 1990 1-center coin worth today? American Samoa. With most coins, the value of a 1990 penny depends on its condition, mint mark, and whether it has any unique characteristics, such as errors or variations. For standard circulation pennies from 1990, their value is typically just their face value of 1 cent. These coins are extremely common, and billions were minted, so they aren't rare or particularly valuable in the collector's market. However, if you have a 1990 penny in uncirculated or mint condition, its value can be slightly higher, ranging from a few cents to around 50 cents, depending on its condition. Proof pennies minted in San Francisco, with the S mint mark, can be worth a bit more, especially if they are in pristine condition, typically around 1 to 5. While the standard 1990 penny might not be worth much, there are some interesting varieties and errors that collectors should keep an eye out for. One of the most notable is the 1990 No S proof penny. This error coin was minted at the San Francisco Mint, where proof pennies usually bear an S mint mark. However, a small number of these coins were struck without the mint mark, making them highly sought after by collectors. The 1990 No S proof penny is extremely rare, and depending on its condition, it can be worth thousands of dollars. If you happen to come across one of these, you've found a true gem. Another variety to look out for is the wide AM reverse design. While this variety is more commonly associated with pennies from the late 1990s, some collectors search for earlier examples. This variety features a noticeable gap between the letters A and M in America on the reverse side. While not as valuable as the No S proof, it's still an interesting find. If you're looking to start or expand your collection of US pennies, Here are a few tips. You never know what you might find in your pocket change. Always take a moment to look at your pennies. You might just discover a rare variety or error coin. Coins in better condition are generally more valuable, so keep an eye out for pennies that show little to no wear. Uncirculated coins and proof coins are particularly desirable. Understanding the different types of minting errors and varieties can make coin collecting even more exciting. Some errors, like the no S proof penny, can be worth a small fortune. Whether online or in person, connecting with other coin collectors can help you learn more about the hobby and share your discoveries. To preserve the value of your coins, store them in a cool, dry place, preferably in a protective coin album or holder to prevent damage. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the 1990 USA 1 center coin. While it might seem like a simple, everyday coin, the history and potential for hidden treasures make it a fascinating part of US currency. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on coin collecting, history, and much more.